Hey, sorry it's been a little while. Happy New Year, 2013. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm not really sure what to say. Just that I'm a derp. I've been doing too much things. I came back from my vacation and work was like, hey, do you want to work every single day? And I was like, no, but I have to. So, with my trusty organic apple and Eve apple juice. Thanks, Dave. You have inspired me to rekindle my love for apple juice. I'm going to commence my Homestuck adventure. Apparently, this was some kind of thing within a thing. So, despite the fact that the curtains fall all the way outside of the border of the picture, it's not actually the end of the intermission. It has been Act 3 without my knowledge. So, let me make sure my volume is at an appropriate level. And Midnight Crew Act 1031. Jesus. It's a little long. Just a little loud. Diamond's Droog. Club's Deuce. Hearts Boxcars. And Spades Slick in the casino. With numbers. The felt. Beating the shit out of people's. Midnight Crew. Now you probably see the second MS Paint Adventures up here, which I will explain. I've been reading Problem Sleuth, actually. And I don't think Homestuck has anything on the sheer confusion level that I'm at with this. Because I've pretty much been understanding, I mean, granted, I'm kind of cheating, but I feel like I understand what the hell is going on in Homestuck quite thoroughly. Meanwhile, I don't know what the fuck this is about. Or anything, really. So, you've killed a little time, but still no sign of John. Let's pester Dave. Let's see. Garden Gnostic, Gigi, began pestering Turntech Godhead at TG at 2009-04-13, 12:36. Hi, Dave. Hey, sup? Not much up with you, bro. Heehee. This is probably a repeat of that earlier conversation they have. 12:36. Somebody explained that the time zone here is UTC minus 11, including daylight savings. I'm terrible with the whole daylight savings thing. You know, people are all like, oh, spring forward, fall back, and I'm like, herp, derp, time? I mean, half the time I don't even know what month it is, because when I work so much, there are only 2 days of the week. Days I'm working and days I'm not working. Half the time I don't even know what time it is, which is why my computer constantly announces the time every half hour. I can't keep track of that shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, strife. Oh yeah. I could watch this for like 3 hours. Cal, you so sassy. Anyway. I enjoy that shit way too much. You can see Bro like flashing around, making Cal look like Cal can move on its own. Let's see. I require a font of frighteningly accurate, yet infuriatingly non-specific information. Do you know where I can find a wellspring of this sort? Rose is online. Pester Rose. Aw, look at them. Cuties. I require a font of frighteningly accurate yet infuriatingly non-specific information. Information. Welcome back to your daily viewing. Skippy can't talk. Do you know where I can find a wellspring of this sort? Yes, okay, but we can't talk for long. You have plans? Well, yes I do, but it's just that you will lose your internet connection soon. And we won't talk again for a pretty long time. Not until you enter. Enter. Yeah. This is what I was talking about. This was the itch that needed scratching. My avarice for the inscrutable. It is limitless. Lol, what did you want to know? You've been insisting today was the big day. We would all play a game you didn't know the name of. Jade saw? His apple juice is making my throat all funny. A game you said I'd get in the mail, and did. One that would help me answer some questions. But Strider is being obtuse. I can't catch John on his computer. You don't even have the game yourself, and on top of all that, my internet is unstable. So are you sure today is the day? There sure are a lot of challenges, but yes, I am sure. Dave is cool. You know he will come around when the time is right. He just has a lot of work to do first, and so do you. You need to keep searching for a stable signal and power source. It will be hard, but don't give up. And don't worry about me either. Focus on playing with John first. It all starts with you two. Is there nothing else you can say to prepare me for this? I'm sure you think little of blithely upsetting dark forces with Grandpa Moreau over on Hellmurder Island, but honestly, I've only read a few books on it. Dark? That's ridiculous. I don't really know what to tell you other than it's not going to be what you think it is. And most importantly, you will have your questions answered, but they will be the ones you haven't thought to ask yet. Just be patient and be brave, you'll see. It will be fun. Uh-oh, looks like you gotta go. Take care, Rose. Tentacle Therapist, TT, sees Pestering Guard Gnostic GG at 12:54. Be the other girl. You are now the other girl several hours into the future. It appears a secret passage in the mausoleum has been opened. It's getting awfully toasty in here. You gather up your belongings, including your dead cat. Might as well take this dead cat with me while I'm at it. Okay, Rose. Descend. Ooh, it's green. Stop being the other girl and pester John again. You spent enough time for now concerning yourself with the future of your friends. John will not be available until later. By then he will have his hands full, as will you. You pick up your lunch top and get ready to take care of some business downstairs. Descend epically. Button? Yep. The tire swings generally don't get people stuck in them so easily. John, you're chubby from eating too much cake. Nice catch, Nana. Oh, sweet. She even heals? Oh, so this is Luke? Well, if that's the case. Try as you might, you can't stop your mind from drifting to the fate of your friends. You draw on a particular configuration of reminders on your finger. So, that's likely going to loop. Also in the future. But years, not hours. That is a large worm-like creature on an S-burb-like thing. Under bare white branches, a sentry wakens. Hmm? Hmm? Nom nom nom. That's not going to go well. Game FAQs. I'm gonna have to make this a long video just to make up for the, amounts of reading. I don't know, I thought I was going to do, you know, a nice chunk of video time per video. I had settled on 20 minutes originally, but, obviously it's not working out. Half an hour seems to be a decent-sized video. It just takes longer for me to encode, therefore longer for me to post. And since I tend to make my videos at, like, the ass crack of dawn, you guys tell me how you want these videos to be. Do you like short little snippets? Do you mind if some of them are kind of like blah blah reading blah? Or, do you want long videos or video length dependent on content? Because I'm really bad at being consistent. Anywho. Some stuff about captcha codes and punch card alchemy. I have to clean my glasses first because I can't see shit. This would be more useful. This cleans my glasses nicely and not disgustingly. Okay, so no capitalization here. Is anyone actually reading any of this, or are they all dead? I don't know if anyone besides us is even alive and playing the game, or if anybody even really cares what we have to say. Rose said I should add some stuff to this FAQ if anything occurred to me. Oh, I'm assuming this is Dave updating this? Or John? I can't tell. Well, I'll put my John voice on, I guess. So I guess I'm doing that. I figure at the very least it'll be a good reference for us to use. But Dave probably won't read any of this because he's sort of this whopping stupid horsebutt. Whatever. I finally figured out what these weird codes in the back of the captcha log cards are for. Chotomate kudasai. I'm gonna have to blank that out. Well, maybe not what they're always for, but a way that S-burb has exploited them for in-game purpose. Every captured item stamps the card with a unique code, and a gizmo in S-burb called the punch Designix will punch a unique pattern of holes in the card which is derived from that code. The punch card can then be used with other gizmos to duplicate the item and or combine it with another item. I got to thinking about this, and with my amazing hacker skills, I noticed a trend. The whole pattern is based on a fairly simple cipher, converting the captcha code to binary, and the binary pattern is punch, where 1 is a punched hole and 0 is an unpunched slot. So, here's the table, just to be clear. Okay. Letters, numbers. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You have to convert the numbers to binary, and I'm really bad at counting in binary, which is sad for an ex-comp sci person. But, yeah, I guess that makes sense. There are a couple oddball characters, exclamation mark and question mark, at the end to bring it up to 63. 0 through 63, 64 total, i.e. 6 bits. Because the binary representation of the captcha code characters are 6 bits each, which have a range of 0 to 63. So for instance, the captcha code for a hammer is NZ7UN6BI. Look up the index for N first, which is 49. The binary of 49 is 110001. Keep doing that for all the characters and you get numbers. Okay, that's the pattern we punch in the card, but the bits are arranged top to bottom, left to right, in 4 columns like this. Or punch in a card like this. Wow, okay, that pretty much looks like shit, but you get the idea. So to combine two items, you just overlap two punch cards. Only the places where both cards have a hole will show through, so it's sort of like a bitwise and operation on both cards. The new pattern gives you the code for the new item. For instance, combining the code for a hammer and a pogo ride gives a new code with less holes, obviously, which translates to... I'm not going to read those because blah. That whole pattern went on to make the pogo hammer, which is so rad, you have no idea. I've also wondered if you can combine items in other ways. Sorry, I'm super itchy. Like a bitwise or. That means combining the cards to get more holes, not less, i.e. the new pattern has a hole for every hole in another card. This pattern will be accomplished by double punching a card, like 2 codes, 1 card. I've got to try that sometime. But there are mysterious things about all this. First of all, with all the hole slots, there are 48 bits in total, which means there are almost 300 trillion possible codes. And 300 trillion sounds huge, but when you consider it's supposed to account for all conceivable items, including all the wacky combinations of stuff, it suddenly doesn't seem that big. Reminds me of a video I saw. I was actually about to bring up that point, but I figured he was going to address it at some point. It was a video on all the music in the world. Every single 5-minute song you could possibly conceive of. It's a ginormous number, like one that we can't even fathom. But it's finite. And this, in comparison to that, complementing that, is also finite. But with the combinations, I suppose that it starts to account for nearly limitless. I mean, it's a big number, but, existence isn't finite. Anyway. Excuse me. This leads me to believe that not every combination of item has a viable duplicate. But this seems kind of obvious anyway, since there are many combinations of punch cards that will produce either a blank card with AND, or a totally punched card with OR. Oh, okay. That's what he meant by OR, or. So there are a lot of dead combinations out there, and many that will just lead to the same pattern. Like, for instance, a gun and an atom bomb would make some sort of ultimate death ray, but for that matter, a shoehorn and a potted plant could lead to the exact same pattern. So weird. Also, it seems like combined items will have patterns that with either much fewer holes or much more holes than more ordinary items, which will occupy the vast meaty middle of all possible patterns. It is strange and counterintuitive that more complex objects have simpler patterns, but hey, there you have it. But all this sort of makes me guess the system can be cracked in some way. Like if you have a complicated item and you want to extract simpler item components from it, there might be some algorithm for deriving the pattern you want, or at least narrowing down the possibilities. There might also be ways of charting through the simpler patterns on both ends of the bit spectrum and pinning down the ones that will make cooler stuff. Who knows? I want to ask Jade about this because she's really good at this sort of thing somehow, even though she doesn't have my elite hacksaw cred. Too bad she makes herself so scarce all the time. Jade, if you ever read this, let me know what you think. Green slime ghost. It's kind of weird though. I guess John is a genius ditz. Because he doesn't come across as, he's not stupid by any stretch of the imagination, but he just doesn't seem very bright. Like, he's kind of mediocre. Like, average John. But this is, I guess, where his abilities shine. And, I mean, I understand what he's talking about here, mainly just because I get items and whatnot. But, the possible combinations, things that go together. I'm not sure entirely what he was talking about of combining the cards to get more holes. I mean, I'm trying to conceive of how many possible hole combinations, like he said with the 300 trillion, but how would you get one that would have more holes than less? Weird. Ooh, a punch card calculator. Oh, I got you there. half tempted to draw a penis, but I don't think my viewers will appreciate that. I wonder if I can actually do that. Okay, so, SN? Skynet? You enter the laboratory. Look for mad scientists. There are no scientists to be found, mad or otherwise, or anyone for that matter. The lab appears to be disordered, yes. There is a kiosk, though. Whoa. That's some crazy shiznit. It looks like the kiosk monitors the lab's enormous hub grid. Transportalize as far down as you can go. Ooh, sharks and crocodilators. Is that a jackalope? I don't know what this is supposed to be. Whoa. This is as far down as you can go. The grand foyer is still a few floors down, but the transportalizer on that level is blocked by one of Grandpa's impressive big game trophies, and you just don't think he would cotton to someone moving it. Speaking of which, here are some of his trophies now. He has 1 million of these ghastly things. You really dislike them. Yeah, it's kind of funny how somebody whose person they lived with who taught them everything is such a huge fan of animals, and then the grandpa, like, you know, shoots and mounts animals. I don't know where to get that shark head. Proceed. He's got a lot of crap. Darn it, Grandpa. You hop down a level. Granddad also likes to accumulate valiant knights from his travels. These are pretty cool, you guess. The Elric household is jealous. Keep going. So now it's pink instead of red. Anthropology. Whoa. Oh yeah, how could you forget about his stash of decrepit mummies? God, you hate these things. Her face is like, I don't approve. Don't look at me like that. Don't stop. Oh, it's blue down here. Who are these ladies? They look familiar. This is your grandfather's collection of what he refers to as his beauties. No lovely lady will be fit for his collection unless her portrait has spent at least 20 years bleaching in the front window of a beauty parlor, a sort of establishment he's plundered no less frequently than ancient tombs. Well, at least he, keeps himself up. She's like, what's going on? You guess they were sort of like your sisters while growing up, and you were always encouraged to look up to them. They are all awfully pretty ladies, you suppose, but it was always hard to get as excited about them as Grandpa. Grandpa wanted you to be a lesbian, Jade. Jade, study hard and keep your rifle at the ready. When adventure summons, I know you will rise to the task and take your rightful place among the daughters of Eclectica. The old coot sure is a bag of wind. I kind of want to read all of his dialogue in, like, Tim Curry, Nigel von Mary, super English accent, but that would be just obnoxious. Complete your descent. Rah. Your face. You reach the ground level. This is the stupid thing blocking the transportalizer. It is unspeakably hideous. Down the southeast hall is the grand foyer. You'll have to cross through it to leave the house. Looks like someone's pestering you, even though you thought you logged off. Oh. Let's do it.
It's 3 o'clock.
Carcinogeneticist CG began trolling Gardenostic at 1304. Hi again, idiot. Oh no. So I guess today is finally the day you fuck everything up. Is there nothing I can do to change your mind? You can leave me alone. How can you even be talking to me after I blocked you? And after I logged out? You don't get that I am better and smarter than you in every way, forever. You don't get that because you're incredibly stupid. I get that you're a jerk and you should shut up. Goodbye, you jerk. Your agnostic GG blocked carcinogenesis GG at 1306. I'm dying because knowing spoilers just makes me freaking laugh at this shit. I don't have a voice for CG quite yet. I've been thinking about it. I just can't. It's in my head, but I can't voice it, so please forgive me. Look at that kiosk. Beep. Looks like a mapping of each hub's index. It appears one of the hubs was recently unlocked. Go to the center and do a goofy dance. At the center you find a little stage that looks perfect for supporting a spectacularly silly dance. Or it would if standing on it didn't make you a little nervous, and also if that didn't sound like a retarded idea given the circumstances. It looks sort of like the various contraptions you've been deploying in John's house. You wonder what it does. Attempt to plug laptop into nearby hub. Whoops. Probably shouldn't have dropped the dead cat onto this. Great, you just vaporized your dead cat. Oh well, ashes to ashes, you guess. There's gotta be a better way to deal with this lousy tree. Examine fetch modus. Looks like you can choose between picking leaves or awkwardly uprooting the whole tree as you've been doing. You select leaf. You also turn off auto balance since its consequences can be a little mystifying sometimes. You gather up all your items again in an order that places your laptop in a conveniently accessible leaf. You're not sure why you didn't do this a lot sooner. Kind of a funny looking tree now, but your concern for structural elegance is at an all-time low. Find the unlocked hub. Ooh. These are a little... Anybody see the Sailor Moon Supers movie Black Dream Hole? I'm reminded of that scene where they look down and everybody's in the little dream boxes below the floor. It's kind of creepy. As long as you're going to plug in your computer, you might as well find that hub. Here it is, hub SN Lab 0413. It is unlocked and thus removable from the grid. You suspect that this was the same beacon transmitting the unsecured signal you were using earlier. You pick the laptop leaf from the tree. Somehow. You plug your laptop into the hub, then capture log the hub in the laptop. There must be a better place around here to set up your computer. This huge grid of electronics is sort of uninviting. You look around. Hey, what's that? Yep, Skynet. Skynet Laboratory. Unestablished and no, we don't have much time there. Dang. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years? It's another one of those ominous countdowns. You didn't notice it when you first entered the lab about a minute ago. It looks like this one may have been ticking for years. Whatever it's ticking down to, there isn't much time. You can only hope that when you turn on your computer again, there will be connection invitation from one Mr. Strider. Yeah, Dave, get your shit together. Again in the future. 4, 3, 2, 1, a kaboom. Another timer winds down sideways. Okay. Boop. Worms. Worms. Oh, shit. Ah, go that way. Dave, abscond. Yeah. Can't abscond, bro. Going down. These two. Yeah. Told you, dog. That's not domestic violence. It keeps happening. What does? You don't even have time to humor every random thought that pops into your head. The clock is ticking. I have to run. No!